Did you tell everybody you're an indoor cat now? See, I'm not a wild cat outside anymore because the coyotes are way too many. Yes. So we are an indoor kitty cat now. Mr. Peachy, say hi, everybody. You're just loving all this attention. Oh my gosh, looky. So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. We've moved little hot mess up to the barn yesterday. She's doing good, but it's time for that morning bottle. So today's video, we're gonna talk about the scenarios of hot messes and trifling mamas. Let's go. So yesterday, I put up some pictures showing, I cannot see you. I cannot see you. 3 blind mice, I cannot see you. The sun is so bright, honey. Listen. So yesterday I put up some pictures on Instagram and on Facebook. A lot of times when I put up stuff, folks, I live the most impromptu social media life that there is. I mean, I'd like to tell you that I have a schedule for my pictures and videos and all that, but if you've been here a hot minute, you know that that's just not the way I roll. I'm actually very scheduled with a lot of other things in my life. I just don't have room for this to be that. Maybe that's silly on my part. Maybe I'd have 1 million subscribers if I did, but priorities, people. Just to say, I stopped the video because I had a little airplane fly over. And you people that fly in airplanes and stuff, you are so brave. I've flown several times in my life, and I made it through okay. But when I look at those little sewing machine airplanes buzzing around, I just get such high anxiety. I mean, didn't y'all, I'm sorry to say, but didn't y'all see, like, don't y'all know about, like, Buddy Holly and stuff? Bless their hearts. Has the sewing machine gone away? Okay. So, anyway, it's like this. So this is going to be kind of 2 parts. So yesterday, I put up these pictures, you know, showed my tomatoes that are coming in and my corn's starting to come in. I'll be picking this week, and I got a ton of beans, all kinds of beautiful, rich goodness in the gardens this year. So proud. It's a good year for us, at least. It has been so far. But catch this. So this dude got on Instagram and was criticizing my hair. I'm holding up like a 5-pound tomato that is so beautiful that your eyeballs should have bulged from your head and your salivary glands should have started immediately, instantly activating. But old boy didn't like my hair. What? Okay, baby. Okay, baby. Look at that baby. I know. I'm going to have to switch hands, darling. I'm not left-handed, y'all, but I'm filming. See, I've been up here. Enoli, we hear you, baby. She's next to Enoli, and she's next to Cochise. Cochise has been gardener, and she's doing really good. She knocked over her bucket because she jumps off of her little hay bale there. Good girl. So, Cochise clearly dug himself deeper in his hole over here. You can see all the mud. And it's not really mud, it's just dirt. He loves that dirt. You look like you just gave birth to a baby yourself and have been keeping up with it all night. See? He's not a trifling mama. Uh-huh. Yep. You're nothing but a hot mess, which is why I put you in here for a couple of days to acclimate you and have Cochise take care of you. You're a little hot mess, sister. So first things first. Oh my gosh. It is so Monday. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of get to say what I want to say here. Maybe. Come on, girls. Where's Bio? Woo! We're going to feed the cows. So listen, this video is in 2 parts. A little bit of humor, but the point still stands. Number 1, the first thing I want to say is, don't be a trifling mama. And what I mean by that is, right now, you, your family, and your children are up against forces so hard. You really need to watch and be aware of everything that's going on with mental health right now. It should be the top priority in your family, next to your spiritual health, your physical health. I have things coming up on that, and all of these things. But I'm telling you, now more than ever, you've got to keep a watch on this. Woo! Come on, Lovey. Good girl. Good girl. All right, y'all get along now. Don't be fighting. Don't make me come in there. So this is what I'm saying. So this little old boy, man, supposed man, men I know and grew up with didn't talk to women like that, didn't talk to anybody like that, but you see, that's the whole point. We're on social media, okay? We have been for, y'all been on social media, probably a good, solid like me. I've been on social media privately, personally, since about 2008. Well, that's 13 years ago. I didn't start doing this until, 7 or 8 years ago. But the point is everybody's pretty much has been or is on social media. We've all been subject to the abuse that happens on social media. Now, listen, I ain't worried about me, okay? Listen, if Brian wants to come, his name's Brian, okay? Brian, if you want to come out here and help me muck a stall, okay, well, you're welcome to come to my farm and show me any day of the week how to grow corn, or how to grow tomatoes, how to milk a cow, how to milk a goat, how to trim hooves, how to cut a tree, how to plant an orchard, how to seed save, how to can, how to shoot a gun, whatever. Oh, am I allowed to say that? I don't know. My point is, Brian, if you want to show up any day of the week and teach me something beyond pushing some keys on a keyboard, you just go ahead and show up. So what I'm saying that is I'm not offended by Brian. I actually laughed. But my point is there's a lot of people, men and women both. It's men and women both. They're not as mentally strong as I strive to be. You know this. Now, put that in context of children that are on social media now that are 11, 13, 15, 17 years old, young people in their 20s. Folks, I'm sorry, I'm going to be the person to tell you. A lot of times their minds now are just warped. And social media is not helping this. Now, I'm not telling you necessarily to get off social media. But what I am saying is you need to be very selective and you need to be very aware, and you need to know who they're talking to and what they're talking about and who is talking to them. Okay? Don't be a trifling mama. Don't be a trifling mama. You can take that any which way you want to. You may be the best mama in the world, but you may be stepping back. And some days that may be the right approach, but on many days it's not. You need to be very proactive with talking with your kids all the time. And you need to tell them that they are very, very special, that they are God's creation, and one and only. There is no mistake there. There is no baby. There is no man. There is no child that was ever a mistake. So take that away from them and remind them that, unfortunately, this is the way of the world in a lot of ways. Now, some people are going to say, oh, that's just a troll. Don't take them serious. I know this. You may know that. But your 16-year-old may not know that. You need to know that. We have to remember this. We have to stand against this mental suppression and this boot on people's necks and making them feel like they're less and they're not individuals and that they don't count and they're not beautiful and that their individual choices are only theirs. They're not yours. They're not mine. So stand against all of this. Stand up for people. When you know somebody's getting pushed around, stand up for them. Enough of this. We have got to be mentally strong because, folks, times aren't getting any easier and our children need us the most. Brian, Every troll I get, I'm gonna call to Brian. You don't know what you've done now, sir. You're probably 13, so I don't know. I didn't see your picture. You didn't have really any context to your information. Leave people alone. Honey, if you think telling me my hair looks messy is a news flash, we need to send you to a mainstream newspaper and television network. Okay, so I'm gonna film this next segment standing out here right before I go in the barn because she gets so bothered. Yes, I brought her up here yesterday and she's done really, really good. Oh, see, she hears me, she's screaming. She's throwing a temper tantrum. She's throwing a fit. She doesn't want to be up here. No, no, no. Little Missy wants to be back down at the house, outside, eating my blueberry bushes. Eating my elderberry bushes, getting loved on, jumping off the picnic tables, chasing around with Gabriel, and having it her way. Well, we've done that. I gave in and let her have that time a little bit more because I wanted to make sure she was mature and ready. But it's time for her to mature and to be ready. See, I don't want to be a trifling mama. I don't want to be a trifling mama to my kids, and I don't want to be a trifling mama to my animal kids. It's time to bring her up here and start adapting her to the barn, to the other goats, because she needs that. She needs to be with them. She needs that constant, she wants a lot of attention. She wants a lot of interaction. Well, I can't give her that every day, all day long. She needs to learn the way of being a goat. And to do that, I have to be that mama and say, okay, it's time to move up. It's going to be a hard lesson. You know, it's just like when they tell you about the baby that's crying. Sometimes you need to pick it up. You always need to check it. But sometimes children have to work things out. Okay? They do have to, you know, you have to talk with them and be there in the background and know that you're supporting them, but they do have to mature too. So I'm not going to be a trifling mama. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you have a homestead, there is no guarantee that your critters, your mamas, your girls of any form on your farm, you're never guaranteed that they are going to be trifling or not. Girlfriend, you were laying down next to Cochise. Good job. Good job, Cochise. You've been rolling around, buddy. I got you a new brush. I did. Look at you laying here next to this baby, this sweet baby. You're doing good, honey. You're doing good. Now, Miss Blanche here, this isn't really fair for me to say. It may have just not worked out, but just to be a little silly, Blanche could be a little bit of a trifling mama. Many of you have asked, and the little duckling didn't make it. Now, that could just be the little duckling didn't have good health. But I don't think somebody was prepared to teach a baby yet. So we learned that Miss Blanche is still not ready for that role. So we're not going to push her, right? Because we love Miss Blanche. She's just got to mature some, right, honey? It's okay. Don't be mad at me. Ooh. She's nibbling her feed now. Hang on. So what I'm saying is, I see a lot of people a lot of people ask me, they're like, I'm going to get a dairy cow, and how many gallons of milk a day am I going to get? And all this and all that. Folks, when you get animals, or when animals go into certain modes, which would, you know, have them potentially reproduce, you're not guaranteed anything. That's what I'm trying to say here. I first want to tell you about, be careful about what's going on social media. Guard yourself and your family. But the real issue here, from a lot of questions, is simply you're not guaranteed anything. Now, there is one thing you're guaranteed in this lifestyle, and that is a lot of mess and mud and sweat, which is what this is what you're, get a picture of that. Listen, but you can go buy a dairy cow, and just because she's been a good dairy cow for somebody else doesn't mean she's going to be a good dairy cow for you. You may never be able to breed her. She could get mastitis. She could pass. she could, unfortunately, you know, somehow the baby unfortunately gets, you know, passed during the process. You can have a broody hen that, you know, one broody hen will hatch 20 babies for you, and the next one, during halfway through the process, ends up eating her eggs, okay? You're not guaranteed anything in this whole ordeal. That's why it's so important to stay in the game with a lot of these things, because it's a learning curve as you go. Miss Blanche, she should have raised that duckling with no problem. She hatched it with no problem. I probably put mud on my face. You know, all of these things, but it didn't work out. Now, there could be various reasons why that happened. I can guess at 2 or 3, but by what I observed, she really wasn't teaching it. Now, that could be a situation, and I don't mean because it was waterfowl. I mean, she wasn't really teaching it to eat or do anything, and I just think it didn't make it. So I have to now go, is she worth doing that with again? I really thought it would work out. I really, really did, or I wouldn't have done it. I really thought there was a good chance there. But it goes to show you're not in control of all of this. And it goes to show that every time you have new life on your farm, it really, really, truly is a blessing. Just like this baby I've brought back up to the barn. Its mother is as sweet as sugar. Cute little thing. She didn't want to have anything to do with her baby, her goat kid. That's why I've been raising this goat kid. People ask me all the time, why are you doing? The reason I bottle feed certain babies is because I want to ensure those particular babies make it. That's on me. See, I don't want to be a trifling homesteading mama to my critters. So I have to give it my all. And that is because Mother Nature, for that whatever reason, it didn't work out in this scenario, and it put its actual biological mama in the category of trifling. Now, that doesn't mean I'm being funny here. I'm trying to be kind of coy with my word. I'm just saying it didn't work out. She's not raising it. And I have to think going forward, do I want her to be bred again? I can tell you right now, I probably won't. The mothers that tend to do the best jobs several times in a row or once or twice have proven it. You may try again. You never know. But that's why I have bottle fed a lot of my babies. When you saw me having literally 20 babies the day before Christmas Day and the day after and into January, 20 goat babies, that's a lot for us. 6 of them, it was not really working out. One baby didn't take to her mama. Her mama took to the other babies, but it didn't work out there, so I took that one. And the other 2 sets of twins and another one, mamas were flipped out, and the weather was awful. So I intervened. See, I don't want that responsibility of being a trifling mama, so I try. It's all about trying and putting your effort in. But you're not guaranteed that in the animal world. Sometimes they're making a decision on what works best for them and for that baby. They do know things we don't know. For example, so Miss Red here has hatched 2 rounds of babies. She got 1 and then she got 3. And she made some decisions along the way, and I had to respect that for her. So let's talk about that. It's like this. Miss Red hatched 1 baby out of 4. The other eggs never materialized into anything. They didn't make it. Well, she didn't want to break broody. She remained broody. So I gave her, and I've only done this a couple of times because I really like for them to hatch their eggs and then break broody for a break. But some of them stick with it. So I let her hatch another round. And I gave her 4 eggs. As you can see, the 3 little ones in there, she hatched them no problem. But I noticed when the last one, the 3rd one, had hatched, she started kicking the last one out. Kicking it out, kicking it out. She didn't want anything to do with it. I'd place it back under her, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Finally, I went, maybe I should candle that egg. Maybe I should take a better look at this. Maybe she knows. And sure enough, she did. The baby didn't make it. So 3 of the 4 did, and she's been doing a great job with all of her babies, as you can see in all the scenarios. She's about to be moved, they're about to move to a new, bigger place out here to continue to grow and acclimate. But my point is, she knew. So the bottom line in this whole story is, so what we have to understand here, folks, ladies in particular, dads too, we've got to just put our best foot and our best effort forward. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. It's all about you getting involved and trying your best. And that varies with all different situations. And it's also understanding that when you get in this lifestyle, things may not work out the way you plan. You may plant a seed, it may not grow. You may give a hen an egg, she may not hatch it. You may have a great goat or a whole herd of goats. Some are going to be great mothers, some aren't. You're going to learn that some days you look like a movie star and on many days you're not, because that's not what this lifestyle is about. And the reality of this lifestyle and the realness of this lifestyle is not a reflection upon the beauty that social media holds you to. It's about the beauty that is reflecting the work of God and the work of hard work. The artwork of hard work does not look like Cosmopolitan or Glamour magazine. Doesn't mean on Friday night when you go out with your husband on a hot date because you love him, you can't be that way. But when you're doing what Granny did, it's about your effort. It's not about whether or not you decided to paint your lashes and spray your hair with a little bit of Aquanet that day, okay? So don't be a trifling mama. Can she hear me from all the way up here? I think she can. All right, guys, we have a lot of videos coming up this week. We are just busting out, people. Look, if I don't get in there and pick all them beans today, I'm gonna be one trifling mama. We'll see you on the next video.